Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. Alex here. Today we'll be talking about spanners, something common we use every day. Me personally, I just gathered a few spanners of each set that I have, and I'm just going to give you my opinion of what spanners you really should have. Some of them that like an optional extra that you don't really need, and yeah, just basically go through my set. Now, starting off, I highly recommend combination spanner set. Have one that's your main solid one. That's your go-to spanner set, which for me is going to be the Milwaukee 15-piece. I got the metric one, but obviously if you want to get the Imperial one, it's down to you. 15-piece set goes from 8mm all the way to 22. Nice feature about this, it's got the eye being designed. I don't know if you can see that. So it strengthens up the spanner, so it makes it more rigid and solid. It's got a max bite design as well. I don't know if you can see that. You can kind of like see the teeth and the open end, how the design is. So really solid spanner set over there. It is my go-to. But before that, I did invest in a kind of like cheaper set over here, which is kind of like your second option if your budget, you can't afford like a big expensive spanner set like this one. I think the Milwaukee one was about £100, but like I said, if your budget is like lower than that, you can always start off with like a more like cheaper basic set. I got this like tech tool design over here. The nice thing about this, first thing being like it was cheaper, I think it was about like £40, is it's got more sizes than the Milwaukee, because this one ranges from 6mm all the way to 32. So I'm getting some spanner sizes that Milwaukee doesn't have. Now, for me, the Milwaukee one ranging from 8mm all the way to 22, I would say that's a pretty satisfactory size over there. I mean, you get 95% of what you're going to be using. I mean, with this one, like I get the 27, 30 or 32 or 28. Do I really use them? Not really. I mean, only once, God knows when. But, it's not bad to have like, a couple of big numbers like that in your toolbox just in case. So yeah, being price is cheaper, quality build is going to be cheaper as well. Nice feature about this though is, as the quality is cheaper, if I were to compare like this one with my Milwaukee, you can see like the Milwaukee is, the head is way thicker, which is a nice thing, because if you're looking for grip, that's the option you should go with. But with like this kind of like cheaper set, the design obviously being thinner kind of allows you to get into some like tight areas with kind of like you need a slim design spanner to get in there. So these cheap ones, they have the benefit of that. Or even if they're not like that slim, you can always grind them off a little bit more, kind of like custom made them, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, it really comes down to you. For me, it was because I was a beginner. I just bought this set just to like to be able to do like a couple of jobs, start off getting experience and all that. But if you are looking for like a nice solid set, I recommend Milwaukee. I mean, I'm really happy with them. Obviously, there's like GearEdge out there. There's like Snap-on. There's so many brands out there. It really comes down to personal preference and what your budget is. But make sure you get a nice solid combination spanner setup to have in your toolbox. Now, moving on, I would highly recommend Ratchet spanners. Now, Ratchet spanners, they are like a time saver, like makes a big difference. Over here, I got this, what is it, Halfords Advanced one. Now, as the name implies, it is a ratchet spanner, so it's got a ratcheting mechanism. So, you can get into tight areas and then obviously ratchet off the, fastener, whatever it is. Now, with the ratchet spanners, you get like different features. I got this kind of like solid, simple design over here. From Halfords, because I got the 200-piece set and it was included in there, so I didn't really like choose it specifically, but I was like, I got the socket set because of all the variations of tools inside. This one, like I said, is a basic one. You can like, you go forwards like this, and then if you want to go reverse, you need to flip the ratchet. Now, some companies out there do make like they're like sort of like similar designs but with different features. So you could have like a reversible switch on the spanner, so you can like flick the switch, and then from going reverse, you can go forwards. I can understand that it is a bit more convenient, especially if you're using like kind of like this type, which is you need to flick the spanner to like change directions, and it'd be a really hassle like if you're like loosening something and then there's like an obstacle, and then you kind of like, you know, you use all the space, and then you can obviously go only one way, and then you kind of like you're trying to like get the spanner out. So you know, if you are going to get like a set like this, do look out for those like types of situations. For me, I mean, I did have that like happen to me like one or twice. You know, it's not that common, but you know, I'm pretty happy with these. If you do want to like invest the extra money and then get like features with a reversible switch, is down to you. Or you know, like some others like different sets that make like the ring set, the ring end kind of like with an offset, maybe like a 15-degree or 20-degree, you know, depends on the manufacturer. These are like straight 0 degrees. Me, you know, it doesn't matter for me. I can do the job no problem. But as with Ratchet spanners, the A's that are like the similar, like not similar, kind of like different design, which is going to be the flex head design. So it still is a Ratchet spanner, but it's flex head. Now, if you were to choose between like a solid Ratchet spanner and a flex head, you know, because you're like on a budget and you really don't know which one to choose, I'll go with the flex head, because this one gives you a lot more options like in situations to work with, as you got the flex head design. It might not be as rigid because of the joint, and then this is kind of like a solid one. I can understand that, but you're not going to be using the Ratchet spanner as a breaker bar to begin with, unless you do. This one I did invest separately. I got this set separately from Halfords Advanced one. This set, I think I bought it for like 50-55 pounds. It was kind of like on sale, and I just went for it. Again, with the set, I mean, this one is from 8mm all the way to 19. Same with my Ratchet spanners over here. Always look out for a complete set, because I can't stress out this enough. There are going to be situations that you're going to need that 12mm, you're going to need, you know, that 14mm, and then you're not going to have it, and it's just going to be a pain in the butt. So for me, in my opinion, if you were to choose a Ratchet spanner to choose with, I'll go with the flex head. Now, similar with the like this one that they got the reversible switch. With these ones, they have like some brands. I think Gearwrench makes a set like them. They make like a lock-in flex set design. So same with your Ratchet, that you know you can get into like whatever position you want, and then you flick the switch, and then you can lock the head. You can do it with these. You know, I get the convenience in that as well, same as before. Do you really want to invest like extra amount of money for that? Really down to you. For me, you know, I've been doing fine with these. Sometimes, yeah, like if I get into like a weird position as I'm like ratcheting the fastener off, like the head might like slip off. You know, I can understand that. You know, some people, they might want to lock it, you know, secure it, and then, you know, get the job done. Really comes down to you. So I would say first thing is going to be combination spanner set, Ratchet spanner set. I will highly recommend if you want to, you know, make your life a whole lot easier. Now coming to offset ring spanners, I will recommend this. I mean, you don't need to go crazy with this. I got this set for like second hand from one of my mates. I think it was like 10-15 pounds, nothing crazy over there. Yeah, I think it's ranging from, I don't know, 6-7mm all the way to like 19 or 22. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, you know, it might not be like chrome finish polish like, I don't know, like my Halfords over here. Does it really matter for me? Not really. Does it get the job done? That's what's important for me. So you are going to need this type of spanners sometimes when you're doing drop links, when you're doing like a McPherson strut, and then you kind of like, you need to secure the nut and then put the Allen key in there, or the Torx, or you know, whatever like design is going to be. So you know, it's a good set to have in your toolbox. You're going to use it, you know, every now and then. Do you need to pay a whole lot of money for it? For me, necessarily, I wouldn't go like anything above, I don't know, like £20, £25. You know, you might want to get the high end, but again, it's down to you. Moving on, I would say a must if you are going to be doing any pipe fittings, like for instance like brakes or fuel lines or anything of that nature, you are going to need flare spanners. Now flare spanners, as like you can see here, the design of the flare spanner, it gives you a lot more contact than your regular, I don't know, like open end spanner over here. You can see the difference. And you know, I use this even though I got the Milwaukee that's got the max bite design, which again is like the grip is a whole better than your regular spanner. But if it is going to be like pipe fittings, you know, when you're doing brakes, fuel lines, anything of that nature, flare spanners must be a go-to. Now same with these, I got them second hand, really, I don't know, like 10-15 pounds again from my mate, nothing too fancy there. I think, you know, sizes of the set, I think it goes like from 6-7 mil all the way to like 19, if I'm correct. So it doesn't skip sizes, that's the main important thing. So highly recommend those. Same with other, like with the offset ring spanners, you don't need to go crazy. I didn't. If you want to, by all means. And lastly, I left this like kind of like weird design spanner set, which is going to be the C shape and S shape like obstruction spanners. That's what they're called. Now these you don't really need to like invest to. I would say it's an optional extra if you want to spend that extra amount of money. I got this kind of like they came both in a set, so that's why I got them both. I got this S-shaped ones because I was doing some research and I found like people who do like custom builds, like let's say for instance you have like a custom exhaust manifold, you know, when you're like tuning your car and then you know you're building your car and then probably you're gonna have custom like made things on your car. So one of the guys was saying like for exhaust manifolds, custom made ones, this kind of like S-shaped design span over here really does make a difference. So that's why I did invest in like these types of spanners. These ones I heard from people that like they're good for, you know, carburetors when you're trying to like to fine tune them to get the air fuel ratio that you want. You know, am I gonna use this? You know, you never know. But these ones, you know I'm gonna be using them at some point. Now, do you really need them? I mean, I've never used these types of spanners for like, you know, like these 3 years, so I don't really think that you are gonna need them unless it is for like a specific reason. Then, you know, it's down to you to make the call. Lastly, I'll leave the bonus that which is gonna be this tool over here. This is called spanner extension tool. For me, I would say if you are gonna get like spanners and all that, this is gonna be a must. Saves you a lot of time. I mean, I use this all the time. If I kind of like, I don't know, like I grab my 15 trying to like break a fastener off, it doesn't come off because it's too tight, I just switch to this. Now what this is, as the name implies, is a spanner extension tool. Basically it's got like a little groove over here, which is kind of like with a little hook on top over here. So what you do is you put your spanner whichever way you want. If you want to use the ring end or the open end, doesn't matter. So you put that in there, like kind of like you gotta need to slot it like in a diagonal like face. So you put it like that, and then obviously as this one rests on this kind of like groove over here, so you can use that to like break off the fastener. And then if you can use it as well to tighten it as well. So all you need to do is flip the tool so the open end rests on the tool over here, and then you know just use that. The extra leverage you get from these like really makes a difference. I mean, for me, I always, you know, I don't even bother with, you know, I put some like force into it. If it's too tight, I don't bother like kind of like trying to hang from the spanner to like get the fastener loose. I just go to my toolbox, grab this one, put it on there, and you know, just in a matter of seconds, you know, the leverage makes the like it is a whole game changer. Now, is this one kind of like a replace for like a extra long spanner set? Not really, because obviously you know you can use this for any types of spanner. Whether it's a 15 mil, I can put it on my 24 mil over here, no problem. You know, it doesn't matter what you use it. Maybe your offset spanner, you want to use that, just put it on there, you can use it, no problem. But the only thing with this is because of the head design, it is a little bit chunky. So if you are like doing, I don't know, like probably like an auxiliary belt, or cam belt or anything of that nature, because of the kind of like wide head over here, kind of like chunky head, I would say, you might have run into some clearance issues. Is that going to be like a problem that you're going to face like every day? It depends. I mean, overall, I got this tool for like, I don't know, like 20-25 pounds, and it kind of like gives me a whole lot of options for like, making my spanners longer, whether it's like an 8 mil like this, or like a 10 mil. So it gives you like a lot of options to work with. Now, does it replace an extra long spanner set? I wouldn't say like it really does. So you might want to invest in like a extra long spanner set. I still haven't. Maybe in the future, because I know obviously the ease of that when you're working with. I also forgot to mention like the crow food set that I made the video to put into like mentioning in this video. But yeah, like you can consider that as a kind of like a spanner investment as well, as that gives you a lot of flexibility as well. Well, that was the video, guys. Hope this was informational to anyone that who's looking at to get like a different types of spanners out there. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to leave a comment down below, tell me what you think about it. Just let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.